What's up, boys and girls, ladies and gents, people of all ages? You gotta say people now, because if you don't, you could offend somebody. Because the world's that stupid. Welcome back, though, Jesse Rosinski Show. Today we got some big things. At least I think they are. Like just some basic stuff that, because there's been a lot of arguments about, what's actually killing the country, and a lot of them do have a lot of, merit to them. Like, and they actually are problems that are doing it. So I just give my feelings on that, along with some things going on with the defense budget. But first, I want to, remind everybody that I am not only available on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble with the video thing, but if you do not have time or the energy to pay attention, to have the video playing because you're driving, doing all that, I am also available on Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, and Spotify. So if you can check it out on any of them, I'm also available there. The whole entire library of every episode, audio files are all there for you to check them out. So you just play and just they'll all play right through so you can get all caught up. Helps me out, helps the sponsors out, makes your life easier. It's easier to sit there, you can just boom, click, and it'll go whenever you're cleaning, cooking, whatever, and you can get it all done. So, little thing to help make your life a little easier, hopefully. Just, something has to make your life less ridiculous and abysmal. Just because of the world we're in right now. Yeah, adds a little crazy to it. But now we can get into it. I do agree with, again, most things people say. There's merit behind all of them. Like, right now, the healthcare system is the biggest problem that we have. Like, it's not, in my opinion, it's only my opinion, it's not the biggest one of it, problem that we have. Now, the way they bill things, and here's how much this is, and that's only their surprise charges they don't tell you about, nothing's all up front. That's not right. The price of medications, even the generics, is ridiculous. Like the price of to include insulin and just normal meds. I remember I think after they put my nose back together after the accident. Crystal's watching this, so or listening somewhere. So hopefully, Crystal, you hear this, and you could remind me correct me if I'm wrong. But I think it was whatever painkiller they got me, or it was either that or the antibiotic. I can't remember which. Hopefully, she can remember which. But that was after they put my face back together after the accident. And we legit stopped, I believe, again, she can correct me on this one, a CVS on the way back from that. And they wanted almost $100 for this thing. Literally drove, it might as well have been 20 feet up the road. It's literally if it wasn't for those lights, it'd literally be a 20-second drive. And went to the local, pharmacy drugstore, and they charged an eighth of the price for the same exact thing. And those disparities should not be anywhere across the thing. It should all be the same no matter where the hell you go, no matter what's going on. So that is a catastrophic problem with what's going on. That system needs to have something done to it, but again, I don't think the Obamacare and doctors in states, opting in or opting out so people can. So if no one wants to opt in, there's only one choice, which is why the free market is a little better, just because if there's more options, there's more competition. It does help to keep it down because everyone's fighting for you, instead of some states where there's only one option, so it's either take it or leave it. If you didn't take it, you got fined. That's not a good thing. 10,000 plus million trillion pages of regulations and stuff that isn't covered didn't help. Not saying it was a complete dud, but it was rushed. It wasn't done right. It could have been done better. But yes, the healthcare system is a problem. Before it goes on about the racism thing, you can go back to when there was slavery, back to the 60s, 70s, back to, late 80s, early 90s with, Rodney King thing where just bad things were still happening. Crazy, just police brutality and all kinds of stuff. Legit was happening in all those times. And then you get here, there's still, racist people, but, Barack Obama made it. Look at all the main influencers on the world stage. Look how big LeBron and all these rappers and the Cardi B's, sadly. And professional athletes and all these people are. that are all people of color. Black people, brown people, Asian people. Like, we're all over the place. Barack Obama, like, look how big he still is. I mean, like, so it's continuing pushing everything as racism. That doesn't, like, that. It's not true. Racism is always going to be there. But I mean, it just comes back down to like January 6th when they said it was all an armed white supremacist insurrection, which is what all the major media ran with. And all the mainstream media like ate it up. And of the like what thousand, they have to be up to 1,000. I know there are way a couple hundred people they've arrested. Like 9 were openly affiliated or affiliated at all with white supremacy groups. Out of all those people that they arrested, damn near 1,000 last like 9. It just proves that theory. Like it'll always be there. There's like white people that hate all people. There's black people that hate white people. No matter what race you are, sexual orientation, religion, whatever it is, people are still gonna hate no matter what. There's no way to program that out of people. But to run the whole thing and say the whole country's bad just to give it a big black eye, that's a bigger problem than like racism actually is, because you're spreading more racism and making more people think there's more stuff, so it spreads more hate. Like that's all you're doing is bringing us actually back to where we used to be after we worked so hard to get out of there, which is a catastrophic problem. So not denying that at all, but and like using the race thing with police officers, like if you actually look up the stats, I mean, you'd be like, oh, but look how high, like, they are. No, white people get killed more, but look how much larger part of the population they are compared to black people. Yeah, well, look where all the major, like, I think it's almost 3/4 of the violent crime in the country is done by 6% of the population. Like, we're not, like, look how much of it's black on black crime. Like, you guys are, like, and that's like, mental health, poverty, like, these are things, like, I could actually be getting fixed instead of, like, spending, what is it, billions on gender studies in Pakistan from our money that we don't have, which is gun violence. Again, they're trying to get rid of assault weapons, but like if you take rifles, which assault style weapons, and shotguns and combine them, 2019 stats, because haven't seen all the 2020s yet. Bunch of different ones. Nothing's apparently official, but more people died from people beating them to death with their knees, fists, elbows, skulls, like that, than from rifles, shotguns combined. With handguns, over 5,000 above those two combined, but yet they're going after these styles and not the handguns that are causing most of the problems, to include like the suicides. Which I might add is another big problem, mental health. You try to deny that, you're just a scumbag. But all of this is part of the big problem, at least in my eyes, which is the spending problem. And we have a spending problem because, and the spending, I'm like spending on like other people's like special interests, like other countries, and how much money did the endowments of the art get during this whole entire thing? Like other countries, like just so much dumb stuff that we always spend money on. And that comes down to what I think is the biggest problem, is those same miserable human beings that have been running the country and been in power since some of them like the 80s. Joe Biden was around forever. Maxine Waters, Mitch McConnell, Mitt Romney, heard his name for a long time. Bernie, Nancy, Chuck. Like they've been there for forever. It's amazing everyone blames president. Well, like guess what, guys? President's only around for 2 terms max. Some of these people have been there again since the 80s. Same people running everything, and now they're the high, profile people running everything for the parties. Like we made the 2-term system for the president because, don't want to give someone that much power. Why the hell are these people allowed to be the ones actually legislating and making all these things for this long? Because that's even more dangerous. And the president says, let's do this. And, they are the ones that work on everything, make the legislation. And these same people have been doing it for forever. Yet we still blame all the other people. The presidents and stuff. Like these same people. Like we need to rein in these people that have been doing this for forever. Because that's why the country keeps going. Because the same people have been making up everything for forever. Like, come on, man. Steal a phrase from someone. Like, that's the big problem, which is why everything just keeps getting worse. To include spending, race relations, all these things. The same people are making the same stuff and just spew different. Like, go back and listen to these same people, like the Jerry Nadlers and all, what they said, like just 8, 9 years ago about like illegal immigration and mail-in voting, and what they're saying now. Like, it's just the same people trying to stay in power, just flip-flopping to whatever their party needs as part of their agenda, which is what's causing this giant cluster. And it's causing all the spending. Which again, like this new bill they're trying to get for the spending bill, for the infrastructure bill, would also like hit climate and equality. So I'm sure it's just dumb. It would also like cost $43,000 every second since pandemic aid, like, and all this stuff has started. Like, where the hell are we getting it? We're burying generations behind us right now. There are generations far beyond, like the kids that aren't even born yet. We're gonna be paying this stuff back for all this stuff, and like we're gonna hit what 7, 8 trillion for the year. Like here shortly, we're already almost a trillion in the hole before we started any of this. Like, we've got to find a way to stop wasting money on so much other stuff all around the world and stop spending all this money. Like, there's not going to be a country left if we keep spending all of this money. It's physically impossible. It's not like the people that aren't even born yet are going to be the ones that are screwed between inflation and everything else if we have a country anyway. Like, we've got to stop putting this, but like, we took the money, like, even if it's just like waste, like all the spending, like spend the money like on our own country instead of spending so much of the money all around the world. Like, take care of our own damn problems. Like, we should be taking care of our own damn problems instead of spending all kinds of money everywhere. We're this far in the hole. If you were that far in the hole, would you be lending people money? We're going out on a crazy spending spree? No, you wouldn't, because you'd be screwed. Because you can't just keep printing it if you're a real person, because then you're screwed. And the same people that have been there for forever are the ones pulling all the strings and doing all of this right now. And everyone just keeps letting them get away with it. Oh, it's a good thing. No. I mean, we might need some of it, but damn, how much, like, what are we going to do? What happens when the bottom falls out finally? It ain't going to be our problem. Not going to be our problem whatsoever. We're going to be long gone. And I hope I am before the bottom falls out. Yeah, but like what, like that's the big one. Like, we could, because we could fix, like, you could vote the idiots that have been in there forever out. Same people doing the same stuff for this long. We can get rid of them and get people that actually have new ideas and actually give a damn about someone besides themselves in there. We can take care of all the things. Healthcare, like, people could figure. We could act. That one can't be figured out. People actually act like adults that just think about themselves and profit. We could make that get better. Homeless problems, opiate problems, gun problems, crime problems. Like, we could actually, like, those are all people problems. Like, between mental health and other things that we could actually figure out and put money towards that. But like the spending thing, it doesn't matter what we do with, like, doesn't matter what we do with the rest of the, like, that's the one right there. That is the one that we can't do anything about because they're just going to keep doing it as long as we keep leaving the same, like, no matter what. Violently, horrifically overspending, and they don't care. They're all going to be gone by the time we're all screwed by it. But we could fix gun violence, opiates, legal immigration, veteran health, problems. We could fix all those things. Those are people problems and things that we could sit down and actually, like, use our brain and come together. Like, if we actually work together, that would fix it. But no one wants to work together anymore, which is the problem. It's always just my way or the highway. Damn the torpedoes, which isn't good at all. But we can fix it. Like, every one of us listening to this right now can agree we can fix those problems. Fix all those problems. You just actually have to want to do it. The spending thing, that one's going to be the one that really buries us because it doesn't matter what the hell we do. Like, we're fixing this now, but like, you're screwing us for like the next decades combined. What the hell do I know? But again, everything else can be fixed. The spending thing, that's the big one because you can't fix that. You got to stop the people that are doing it. And they just keep spending, and we're keeping, we're okay with it. Why? Because it's doing good. But is it really? Like, the little bit that it helps us now, it's killing everyone. Like, generations down the road, which just isn't good. When talking about spending, that also gets into the GOP. Like they said, they want more defense spending, with all this money they're throwing around and everything else. And if they don't, it might as well be a cut. And the Democrats have their normal, talking points like, well, we're still spending more money than Russia and China, but are we, like, really? Like, notice all of our war game systems, everything we have in our computers that we run, with, like, says we're going to get slaughtered if we were to ever go to war with any of them. Like, that's not a good thing by any stretch of the imagination. Not good at all. You can say we're spending this much, but I mean, like, look what's going on. Like, since he's gotten into office, he pissed off Canada with the pipelines, pissing off Mexico with all these immigrants coming through. Israel said they're going to war with Iran. If we get back into the nuke deal with them, which I don't think we should, I think it's a crap deal. But China pretty much just spit in our face the other day. Joe called out Russia. Now Putin's pissed, and Russia and China were actually in talks together about the whole problem with Joe. North Korea is doing missile tests again all the time. I know I said a lot, but like, I'm sorry, like, at the end of my time, like, they were buying out people's contracts to get them out of the military. So if we're gonna spend money on all this stuff, I think, like, because we were so low, I think it was our lowest readiness by the time, like, Trump got in, like, since before we got drugged into World War II. If we're gonna spend money on other things, we should spend money on that, especially when our own systems are saying we'd get killed in a war. I'm sorry, if you want to keep being the land of the free, you kind of need to put money into that, because, I mean, look at all the aggressions China's doing, and yeah, with their navy and all this other stuff, and what Russia's been doing in other places. Like, what do you think they've been doing that whole time? Well, we were dying down, like, dumbing down the military for 8 years. Like, they were building and building and building. Look how hard it was for Trump to get any money increased to spend on it. Like, they fought him tooth and nail. So, I mean, I know I just went off about spending, but take some of the money from that ridiculousness up there, maybe, and put it towards that, because they are still building theirs. So we need to keep doing it. I don't care what you feel about the military. Would you rather have the military, and if they try to attack or invade or anything, like, we're ready? Or do you rather us be trying to play catch up when all hell is breaking loose? I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So we can, keep being America and a great beacon for democracy. We just got people to run the country that give a damn. Which no one really seems to, which is a problem. But a little PS moment for, everyone likes a good PS. How about the VP? How about we all, give her a good for being such a scumbag that she can't even, salute the honor guard on boarding Air Force Two or any of that. Like, just walks right by them like they don't exist. Like, thank you for proving that you're just as big of a class act as I was saying you were last year and the year before, with all the primaries and all the idiocy and everything that was happening. Congratulations. Like, that shows right there. That simple little thing. You can't even do that. Like, that proves the level of how much you care and how scummy of a human being you are. And that also gets into something I'm going to get into tomorrow. I do reckon it's, Joe Biden talking about how he's going to do, that if they don't do something about, assault style weapons and assault rifles, through the Congress, that he's might do and go and infringe everyone's constitutional Second Amendment rights by executive action. Not like anyone called that or anything when and he said, "Man, come on, man, that's a lie." Like, and here we are, barely over 2 months later. Congratulations, everybody! But that's tomorrow. And I can tell you exactly why none of it makes any sense what they're doing, because they're idiots and it actually has nothing to do with what they say it is. But that being said, again, appreciate y'all. Appreciate all the new followers. Like, share, comment, follow, tell people about it, get the word out there. Literally, the better it gets, the more conversations we can have, the better everything will be. Which is better for all of us. If you don't want to make everything better for all of us, so what the hell are you doing here anyway? But don't forget, again, watch it on Spotify. Go on Anchor and watch it. I haven't heard it on anything else, but it is also available on Breaker, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, and Radio Public. And that's like, I record that one before this one, but it's same talking points, same everything. That's another way you can just catch up without having to worry about the video. But I appreciate all of y'all, really, really do. Numbers are going up, and that's really, really cool. So I appreciate it. Be good to each other. Have a good day. And until tomorrow, peace.